Hi, I'm Prince Ricker for Intune Music and Sound, and this is the Fender Dimension Bass. The Fender Dimension Bass is a new design for Fender. But it's based on some of Leo's previous designs. Anybody who's ever played any popular music since the 50s is familiar with the Fender Precision Bass and the Fender Jazz Bass. After Leo left Fender, sold the company, he developed another line of instruments called Music Man, where he had a product similar to this called a Stingray bass. Well, this is Fender's venture into that, but with some interesting tweaks. This is the foreign-made model. It's got the standard 34-inch scale bass from the nut to the bridge. It has a 1 5/8 inch or 1.5 inch nut here, basically the standard neck shape for a jazz bass, so it's super playable and comfortable. It has the standard open gear chrome tuners. The bridge is a kind of a new Fender design. It's based off one made by a company called Leo Kwan that's called a Badass. And it's a really solid chromed brass, intonates well, it has lots of travel, and it adds some density to the tone. It actually makes the bass sound a bit thicker. Speaking of sounding thick, the bass sounds thick, but it doesn't weigh a lot. It's a good, comfortable weight. It's probably 9.5, 9 3/4 pounds. Single humbucker pickup back toward the bridge, as opposed to a split coil pickup in the middle like a P bass or a twin jazz pickup setup. It has a volume knob and a 5-way tone knob. Now this is where the cool magic comes in, because this bass, it sounds like a Stingray, and you'd think you have one pickup in it so it makes one sound. Well, it does, but it has variations thereof, so check it out. I've got it turned all the way back. It's kind of thin, burpy. Right? Well, I come forward one notch. See, it rolls off the treble. Still got lots of mids, good low end, good round low end, not tubby. One noggle. Next. Really clear in the upper register. Still mid roll, high end roll off, a little bit more mid boost. This one, it's a little bit thinner in the low end. Not a great deal of variation, but a little bit, where if you're playing with a band and you need to change the tone just a bit to not make it so perhaps bright and snappy, it works for that really well. One toggle switch, turn north. You'll notice it's a hotter but a thinner signal. It's kind of, this is probably, it's more pianistic if you want to go with that term. If you play it with a pick, it's going to have some really good grind, And then there's your options. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Let me scroll through them real quick so you can hear them. Thin, bright, snappy, bassy, treble roll off, standard Music Man MIDI, barky, a little bit of a roll off on this one, and then all the way up. Little scoop sounding. Oops. So there you have it. It's a nice, comfortable bass. It's got, tonal variation to it. It's still a really MIDI, great fingerstyle bass. It'll sound great with picks. And it's solidly built. It's super comfortable. You'll notice the body is smaller and offset and a bit curvy, but it really feels good seated. I haven't worn it with a strap yet, but I know it's got regular Fender basses balanced really well. so that you don't have to reach too far to the left to play low, but you can still get up high and do your groovy. That's the import version of the Fender Dimension bass. We also have one that is the American made.